Alright guys, welcome back to our video again. Today we got a test ride this cute little bike called GTS300. So first off, we want to talk about the ergonomics of the bike. It's a Vespa after all, so it has this Italian looking style. It's a twist angle, it's a very straightforward machine, nothing complicated. The buttons are straightforward, your signal, your light, your horns. So as a maxi scooter, you can see that it has a lot of storage space. So first it has a glove box where you put in your key and then you press, it opens up. So you see your fuse box, pretty roomy, you can put your phone inside. Okay, and your wallet and stuff. So it's a quick access. You hit this button, it basically opens the seat for your storage. So when we fit a full face helmet in, it doesn't really fit, so it doesn't close. So next we try a half cap helmet. So it still doesn't close. This cup can be removed and you can access to the engine for maintenance works and etc. And this is the gas area. The bike we got actually comes with a box, so the box is quite huge. You can fit the helmet. So you can also put your stuff in between the deck, and it comes with a main stand and a side stand. So let us test ride this bike. It's not a very tall bike, but when you sit on it, you realize that both of my feet doesn't really touch the ground. It's because of the wide seat. It's no longer like your regular bike where your feet is straight down. This is wide open. Because of the width, that's why it reduced the reach of your feet on the ground. This is the pillion footrest. So it's flush and hidden. However, if you are the pillion, you notice it's quite hard to reach the foot peg if you are probably 1.6 and below, or you have short legs, then probably your legs will be dangling around here. It's very hard to reach if there's someone sitting in front. So you get your simple fuel gauge. So you can see the ABS is blinking. The ARS is actually the traction control. You can press and hold to disable it. So in order to start, you need to press on the brake and then you are able to start. Design of the handlebar, it requires you to hold very closely to the end near it because the buttons are quite hard to reach. So if I try to put it slightly out for a better grip on the brakes, I cannot reach the signal light. So this is the GTS300. The specs will be listed in the description below. It's the more powerful version of the Vespa. It's a very relaxing bike, so basically nothing much needs to be done on the foot. It feels weird without the clutch. The bike is very light, very maneuverable once it's moving, except the wide seat. If you are sitting on it and try to push it, it's a bit tough. But however, one feet should not be a problem in a very relaxing way. So you can see that your feet can tuck in pretty nicely inside the panel, or the footrest you call it. So when there's rain or road debris, sandstone, water, etc., you are not worried that your toe will get damaged by them. The mirrors are good, big and upright, so you see you can clearly see the direction. And the headlamp is really good at night. So as you can see here, the light is pretty bright, so it's highly visible. And it also comes with a running daylight. It has pretty good clearance on the side, especially when you are doing turning. You can lean down quite low without getting the fairing being scratched. So you realize from 0 to 40, you will feel a lag between the twist of the throttle and the forward movement. The pickup is quite good once it hits above 20 kilometers, all the way up to about 80-90. Because of the CVT transmission of the bike, it's very smooth. So when you twist the throttle, you don't feel that the bike is pulling you that much. And when you close the throttle, the engine brake does not kick in very eruptively. But however, once it reaches 100 and above, you can tell that the bike is quite unstable. The bike does not give you a lot of confidence because it wobbles due to the smaller wheel, I guess, and also the design and the ergonomics. So when you are travel around 80-90, you felt that the wind blast on your chest and your arms are pretty big, not very comfortable for a long distance ride on highway speed. I guess you can probably solve this by a wind deflector or a windshield in front, something like that. So it gives you more wind protection. So you don't expect to do a lot of highway or high speed overtaking, because after reaching its peak about 90 to 100, the bike actually doesn't accelerate very quickly. So it makes your overtaking very slow and quite dangerous if you cannot gauge the time correctly of the acceleration and overtaking, because the car behind you or the car on the right lane might be much faster than you expected. When you are doing slow speed, like really slow, like 20 km below, you notice that the handlebar is quite hard to turn over a certain angle. Once you reach about this angle, the handlebar just automatically drops itself. So it's very hard for you to actually control it beyond this point. However, it doesn't affect your U-turn. You still can do it by leaning over. So let's talk about this. The suspension is very plush on a city road with minor like manholes, patches on the road. It soaks up very okay. The suspension is not very good in absorbing big bumps because of the short travels. However, the seat itself is very plush, very spongy, which I like it a lot. The brake is adequate for this GTS300. It's not built for high speed because Vespa is not meant to use for racing. So you do not need a very powerful brake to stop it. And it also comes with ABS, so it gives you the peace of mind when you are jamming the brake in emergency situation or in the wet weather. And the traction control too, so in case you skid in the wet. And something we really don't like is this panel here, because it rained yesterday and we did some washing. They actually traps a lot of water in between this panel, and there's no holes here for it to drain out, so you probably have to use a rug to soak up the water. Because it's an auto scooter, so when you stop on the slide, it basically will roll if the ground is uneven. So the only way to stop it is to hold on to the brake, either side of them. Unlike your manual bike, you can actually put it to gear 1 so to prevent it from rolling over. So in the stop and go traffic, is a breeze to ride because there's no gear changes involved. There's no leg movement. It's just really twist and go. Easy to operate, straightforward, no brainer. Doesn't need a lot of technique to get it right. You can ride in ease anywhere below 80, 90, probably like a 50, 60. And you don't really feel the engine heat while you're riding this for longer period, because the engine is underneath the seat, way behind you. So it's quite breezing here, and you don't get roasted in between your feet. So doing lane splitting is still okay. Probably you need to maintain a certain speed, because as we say, the low speed steering is a bit tough, but it's manageable. While you're stopping, you can feel that the single engine is very vibrating, very grumpy. You can see everything is moving, probably because of the bigger CC and also the single design. And just take it as a free massage. We are on this big Vespa GTS300, and beside us is a red color Jaguar F-Type. So let's see who has the fastest pickup when the light turns green. So the Vespa is leading the way. We're just kidding, so you should not race on the street. I mean, no way we can win with this tiny little bike. It has been a week since we start riding this, so now we gotta do some conclusion about experience of riding a Vespa. Generally, this is a very good city touring machine, so it's designed for city. Can simply ride with one hand without concerning about the clutch and stuff, which is really awesome. So you can relax your left hand while you are cruising in slow speed. The bike is also quite stable in slow speed. So when we say slow speed, it means 20 km and above. So you see it's quite stable. Because it's designed for city rides, so the Vespa has this characteristic of it doesn't like to go fast. so you can feel it when you are riding it faster than it's designed to be. So in the slow speed, you can tell that it's very stable. Once you hit certain speed, the bike starts to prompt you that, hey, dude, I don't like to go that fast. It reduces your riding confidence when it's fast. The braking system is not designed for high-speed braking. So when you're braking at city speed, 50, 60, 70, there's no issue with it. But once you start exceeding that and you want to do an e-brake where you press hard, you felt that the brake wasn't sufficient. It didn't give you a lot of confidence. I also don't like this trim area at this dash because in the mid-afternoon where the sun is glaring, basically this chrome area here is quite reflective. The reflection basically just draw attention to your eye or sometimes, hurt your eyes a little bit. My personal opinion on the Vespa is it doesn't really have a lot of performance. It's really a design lifestyle bike if you are going for it. You must be someone that doesn't have the need for speed and also not in the rush. The Vespa has also some unintended benefit. First thing is the female magnet. Basically, a lot of ladies like the bike whenever I show them this Vespa because it's classic, it's iconic, it represents lifestyle and stuff. That's the point where they resonate with this motorcycle. And the other benefit is basically when you're riding on the street, people are more forgiving to Vespa rider. So generally the stigma is that Vespa is a very slow bike. Tendency of people automatically overtaking you is very high. It's a very polite kind of overtaking. Then they give you enough space and do the signaling and then overtake you. It's like an unspoken rule that if you see a Vespa, you must overtake. So even the smaller bikes and also the lorry would like to overtake you. The other thing that I found out is when you are riding a Vespa, you tend to slow down your pace and enjoy the scenery while you're on the go rather than a big sporty bike where you just want to bleed the throttle and move off the line. So it gives you more time to see your surrounding, enjoy the neighborhood. And also the first time pillion rider will be more welcoming to see on board of a Vespa than any other bike. Probably I guess because they find it has this safer image. And from feedback of the pillion that I have rode on this Vespa, they mentioned that the seat is quite comfortable because there's a backrest behind so they can just sit back, relax, Sometimes they even play their phone on the right. The maximum speed of this Vespa GTS300. So on spec paper, it mentioned 120 kilometers. Personally, try is about 10% lower than that. So I'm just curious if you are owning the LX150 or the other 150 models and also even the Sprint, the Retro, and or the GTS200. I'm just curious how much speed it can go up to, because I would personally find that this 300 is just sufficient. Whoever viewer is riding the 2B version, which is the 200cc and below, you can help me drop a comment below and share with me the feedback of riding that bike. Because personally, I want to change to a maxi scoot because it's very chill, very relaxed to ride. That's something that I like. We have come to the end of this test ride. Thank you guys for watching our video. See you on our next video. Bye bye.